Welcome and thank you for joining us for part two of the income taxes for international students here in Canada, Ontario. We left off last time where we talked to you about where you could get the forms that you would need to complete in order for you to complete your taxes. So right now we're just going to get right into it, and we'll talk to you today about preparing to file your income tax, some other hints to remember, and we'll again show you the resources that we do have available. So let's take a look at the tax refunds, okay? So what is it that you require? Now, you've gotten all your forms together and you have gone to the CRA's website, you've downloaded your forms and you're about to complete them. So students oftentimes will ask, well, what is in it for me? Why should I be filing my taxes? Outside of the fact that if you're planning to become a permanent Canadian resident after graduation, well, I've got something good to tell you. You could actually get some money from filing your taxes, right? So the truth is, students are often in a good position to get a refund because you actually do pay a lot of money and you oftentimes don't have any income. The only income you have generally is perhaps oftentimes coming from your parents, or you may have a part-time job, but it doesn't really pay that much. So GST or HST is paid, and that is based on income. So you could get some GST return or HST. There is also the Ontario Trillium benefit. There, if you have a spouse living here, the Canada Child Tax benefit is also there. Tuition for education and textbook amounts. So to find out more about child and family benefits, and to see if you're eligible for this, please do use the child and family calculator that can be located at the CRA's website that was provided in the previous presentation. What can you file for? You can file for your admission fees, examination fees, application, confirmation, academic fees, moving expenses, childcare, charges for the use of the library or lab fees. So practically anything that you have paid for that is related to your studies. Okay, so again, there are some benefits to completing your income tax filing. We want to reiterate to you what it is that you need. So you need to get your social insurance number or ITN or TTN if you have either of those ones. Textbook amounts certificate, it's called a T2202A form. Salaried income in Canada, that's your T4 tax form. The adult upgrading grants, that's a T4A. Return of investment on income, so if you've invested some money, it's called a T5. Statement of income, your T3, and your receipts from transit, rent, etc. Now, let's talk about transit. If you're traveling within Ontario, chances are you would be using either a Presto or you would be using tokens or bus tickets. When you purchase your bus tickets or your Presto Pass top-up, try to keep your receipts so that you're able to file for those when you're doing your taxes. You now need to decide where you're going to be filing your taxes. Okay, are you going to get the general income tax and benefit guide from the post office? Forms, the 2016, 2017 forms from Canada Post, will you paper file, or will you file using NetFile? These are all questions that you need to ask yourself. Some helpful tips and things to remember. It is actually really a good thing for you to file your own taxes. learn to file your own taxes. The CRA has many tools that are quite easy to use. They have a lot of useful videos on their websites for newcomers and international students. There are forms and contact information on the CRA's website. So please do visit www.cra.ca and you'll be able to find additional information there. It is www.cra-arc.gc.ca. Visit the site that is called International Students Studying in Canada, or you may also visit International Students in and Income Tax. I'm going to see if I can just access one of them for you from here. It should allow me to. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting the link to work. 1 second. Yeah, for some reason, the hyperlink is not working. But these are websites that you can actually visit and learn a lot more about income tax filing. Please do go to these agencies and websites. Some services for you, agencies that are collaborating with the CRA. There's a list of them that you can access. Please do take a moment to do that. Let's see if we can go here. So we've got Canada Revenue Agencies, tax preparation clinics. So you see how many are here. These are all in Ontario. All of these tax clinics are right here in Ontario. So if you're anywhere close to any of these neighborhoods, you can absolutely do that, okay? So please do take a moment, go to the websites and check out the resources that are there for you to access. You may also go to CPA Chartered Professional Accountants tax clinics. This is another one. Let's see if we can open this website for you as well. Okay, so that one doesn't allow us. And you can go to the Toronto Public Library for tax as well. Here, this would be for the tax clinic, Toronto Public Library. So if you're within Toronto, you can use this. If you're outside of the city of Toronto, there will be a public library system wherever you are located. You can do that as well. And definitely check out settlement.org. Settlement.org has a wealth of information for you. So visit www.settlement.org and here you can find additional information for newcomers to Canada. Okay, and that will be relevant to you as an international student. What happens after you've filed your income tax? Well, the Canada Revenue Agency reviews it, and if you are going to get money back, they'll send you some money back. They also will send you a notice of assessment. Visit CRA again to find out more about that. Your refund may be directly deposited into your bank account, or they could send it as a check, depending on how you've requested it. It takes 8 business days for if you've done it through NetFile, and approximately 4 weeks if you've mailed it in. You may be charged a late filing penalty if you file your taxes later than the designated time frame, which is from January to April, and you should always keep your tax documents for up to 6 years. Some additional things to remember: a copy of your tax return plus related schedules, copy of your receipt from NetFile, your notice of assessment, all your tax slips, proof of income of your rent and all of that stuff, receipts that you've claimed. You should always put these away and file them away for 6 years because you could be audited within that time frame. Our website, we have some resources for you as a student. We've got our website. It's www.internationalstudentsconnect.org. Please do visit this website where you will be able to find all the resources that are listed here. And on top of that, we have a transition plan that is quite useful to anyone who's planning on transitioning from an international student to a permanent Canadian resident. And even if that is not your choice, even if you are not going to be transitioning to a permanent resident, this tool is quite helpful in terms of planning your next steps to the things that are important to you and the things that will give you some form of stability and clarity while you're here in this country without any additional support. So please do, definitely, especially if you're going to become, if you're planning on becoming a permanent resident, there are various stages and steps that you need to follow in order for you to complete your application process and remain eligible. Go to our website and visit the transition plan page and start your transition plan today. The International Student Connect project is actually funded by the Ministry of Citizenship and Immigration Canada. And this project was developed to provide support for international students and their families here in Ontario. The project is coordinated by Costi Immigrant Services, and Costi has about 17 locations across the Greater Toronto area. It's a well-known settlement organization that's been around for over 65 years, and we serve over 39,000 clients right here in the Greater Toronto area. So if you do have any further questions about the project or you'd like to gather additional information, we'd look forward to hearing from you at 1-844-871-4567, or you may contact us via email at isc@costi.org. Once again, I'd like to thank you for viewing our presentation, and hopefully we'll see you in some of our live webinars that you're able to register for through our website, which is, again, www.internationalstudentconnect.org. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.